Hey there, it's Rachel from All About Planners. In this video I'm doing a review of the Dabney Lee for Blue Sky Planner. So I really like the Blue Sky planners because they're always very functional but affordable. So the Dabney Lee for Blue Sky and then also the Day Designer for Blue Sky are my favourite ones because they always have these really pretty patterns, nice colour schemes, and they're a lot cheaper. So if you buy a Day Designer it's quite expensive. I think it's kind of overpriced. But if you buy a Day Designer for Blue Sky it's like a third of the price, just as pretty. So it's a much cheaper alternative. Now the reason that I really wanted this one is because it has the binding on the shorter side rather than what most planners do is where they have it on this side and it's like portrait ways like a book. So I don't normally go for vertical, however, because this is a landscape page orientation, the vertical columns in this are quite wide, they're like 2 inches wide, so very roomy to write in. So let's do the size first and then I'll show the inside. So the size is about 10.5 inches wide by about 8 inches high. So it is a bit bigger than most planners, so a bit like bulkier. However, it's not heavy because it has this frosted cover and then the cardstock cover, which is very lightweight. It's quite thin too, so you could still put this in your handbag and take it with you. It is a 12-month planner and it also has some bonus months in it as well. Well, it's dated for 2018. Most of the Blue Sky planners, they just repeat each year with similar color schemes but the same layouts. So tabs, always a must. They feel quite flimsy. It's just like laminated cardstock. As you can see, it's kind of bendy. So it's a little disappointing that they're not super sturdy, but they're there, which is a plus. So in the front, got the yearly overview for the current year and next year. It has a big pocket folder. Look how roomy that is. And then the quick reference information. We go to the holidays page. Now, Blue Sky is a US planner company, so it has the US holidays. It has some kind of random ones in here, which I probably would not care about or ever include, but they're there if you want them. The important dates page, which has a lined writing space. If you do write small or you prefer like a portrait style one, you could always divide these in half and then that would be about the same size as what you normally get when the page is like that in a planner. Okay, next we have the monthly calendar. So I really like these monthly calendars because they have a lined writing space and the public holidays are printed in very small font so they're not wasting space that you could use for your own planning. You got dates at a glance calendars for the previous month and next month. The only con with these planners, if you're watching in my other videos, you know what I'm going to say. This is useless to me. Why would you ever combine dates like that? Like just restart the numbering, you know, 30, 31st. Doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. So if I use this, I'm going to white that out and then probably use some date dots and restart the numbering up the top here. But the lined writing space is good if you have crooked writing like I do. And it also makes sure that you keep your writing the correct size to fit it all in the box. The other thing that I love about the monthly section is that it has these 3 big checklists. I love checklists, they're my favorite way to plan. Just give me a whole bunch of checklists for a week and I will go crazy with different colors. Color coding like this one, do, call, buy. I'd probably cover those up with different categories like maybe blog, shopping list. I mean, it's got buy already, and then this nice big to-do checklist with the little boxes already printed on the page, so you don't have to hand draw them all. And it is also lined. These are really big, wide columns. They're about 3 inches wide, which is super roomy. And you've got these bonus months at the start, and then you have the actual months of the calendar. So we've got February, and then we go into the weekly spread. So while this page size or page orientation is great because you've got big wide columns to write in, it is a bit problematic if you want to see the entire week in like one view, because as you can see it's quite long. It's going to take up a lot of space on your desk, so you might have to flip the pages back and then plan Monday to Thursday and then flip it over and do Friday to Sunday. The columns are about, I think they were 2 inches. Yeah, they're about 2 inches wide, and you've got this huge note sidebar, which is open-ended, so you can put some stickers in there. You could draw up a habit tracker, whatever you like. Very roomy, and you do have this little bit of space down the bottom here as well. if you wanted to put some washi tape or reminders, or you wanted to do your meal planning at the end of each day. It does have these little dot points printed beside the lines if you wanted to make a list, or you could just ignore them and use them as like a divider and draw your own little check boxes. Love check boxes. The colours are the same for the weekly spread continued throughout, so it's that same thing for the whole year. The colours are quite nice though, so something different than just plain boring black and white. So if I skip to some of the other months, you can see that it's the same the whole way through. And then it doesn't have any monthly page to do like a monthly review or anything. It just skips from the weekly spread over to the monthly calendar of the next month. So you could turn one of these columns into like a month in review or goals for the month, something like that, if you like to do a review, which I do. This huge tab here makes it easy to find this essential info section. So the Blue Sky planners seem very like family oriented. They have these sort of extra pages at the back that most planners don't include. So you've got a medical contacts. There's usually like a babysitter's one, like a babysitter information, household contacts. You get 2 pages of that. Sorry, it's kind of hard to fit it into one frame with my phone. Filming this, so we've got the on-the-go essentials. This is what I mean by like very mum oriented. However, if you're not a mum like I am, you could always just ignore these pages or convert them into something else. Like you can still use that checklist. You get quite a few of these packing lists. Then we have a party planner, which again most planners don't include. Even got a built-in checklist, which is quite handy. Just zoom in so you can see that. Little budget section. There's quite a few of these. We have a travel checklist. We've got a few of those. The grocery checklist, which I really like this page. So many checklists included, love it. And it's categorized by store section. And you also have this jumbo extra space to put whatever you like. There's probably not enough of these included. There's only 4 and they're printed double-sided. So if you tear it out to take it with you to the shops, well, you kind of can't use the other side then. So if you do really like this layout, you could always photocopy it and then you have lots of copies to last the entire year. Contacts pages, to me this is useless. I don't know why planner companies continue to include this when most people just keep this on their phone. However, the large columns would be ideal for checklist planning. So if you did want to do a month in review, you could relabel these like January, do it here, February, and continue it through, because there is quite a few of these contacts pages, enough that you could use one column for the year. Or you could do like blog post ideas or your projects list. Lots of different ways. I really like these. They're also enough that you could just wide it out because they're not super wide headings, or you could put a header sticker on top of it, probably be the perfect size, like an Erin Condren header sticker. And then these really pretty notes pages. I love this chevron. I mean, I love chevrons obviously because I've got chevrons everywhere, like on all my printables. However, I love this background, how it's continued from the front cover all the way through to the back pages, and some more lined note space. I'll be doing a pen test. The link will be in the description box below. Heaps of these notes pages. As you can see, tons of them. And then you have the back cover, which is, it's not cardstock, it feels kind of like plasticky. As you can see, it's bendy. So it's a good thing that it has this frosted cover to protect it, because otherwise I could see it getting damaged. So on the whole, I do quite like this planner. Affordable, it's cute, it's colourful, it's functional, and it has nice big wide columns. So if you've been deterred from using a vertical weekly planner because it's just too narrow, which is what I tend to do, then you might want to give this one a go. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I usually do 1 or 2 review videos each week for different planners.